Happy Thursday! Now it's time for another experiment, and just like yesterday, I've got 3 experiments. But I got a little bit of bad news, guys. We're not dealing with food today. I told you, yesterday was the only day we got to play with food. Today, we're gonna play with weather. I know I'm inside, it's kind of crazy. How is it gonna happen? I'm glad you asked, because I got the first experiment right here so I can show you. This first one, we're going to see what it takes for a rain cloud to drop rain down. So what we need is a glass. We're going to need some water. I'm going to fill it up with water in just a minute. Some shaving cream and some food coloring. So I'm going to fill this with water just a bit. You want to leave some space at the top. Okay. So I got my water here. And then I'm going to take my shaving cream and I'm going to fill the top. Whoopsies. There we go. Oh. And you kind of want to make sure it gets completely covered. Otherwise, as we're dropping the food coloring, it's going to cheat. So I think I've got that pretty well covered. So what I'm going to do, just to make sure it's all covered, I'm going to take a knife here and scrape off the top of the shaving cream into the bowl. Just so I've got a nice flat surface. Oh, maybe I need to add a little bit more here. There we go. Everything looks flat, covered. Looks yummy, but remember, it's shaving cream. It's not yummy. It's yucky. We're not going to eat that, okay? So I'm going to put my knife and bowl in there. Now what we're going to do, we're going to take some different food colors, and all you're going to do is drop them. And it takes a lot of drops for it to go through. And I'm going to purposely try and do different colors so we can see if we can get maybe all of them to go through, okay? So let's see. I put in green and yellow. Anything yet? Nope. Clouds can hold a lot of water. The food color represents all the water, okay? Woo, lots and lots and lots of water this cloud holds. I put in red. Oh, there it is. There's the red coming through. And all of a sudden, just like that, when the cloud has too much water in it, it just lets go of all the water inside of it and it becomes rain. So if I added blue, we can probably hopefully get some of that blue in and eventually some of that green. Oh, that looks like there might be the blue. Maybe it's green. But that's pretty cool if that's how it works. And you guys can sprinkle, when you guys are doing it at home, if you do it, you can put the dots all over. It just takes a lot of time. So if you want to speed it up like I kind of did, I cheated, I admit it. You just put it in one area and that way it'll go through a lot quicker. The thing is you don't want the shaving cream too thick. Otherwise it's going to take a long, long time to get through it. Otherwise, just a little bit, kind of like this. And it was nice that I thought it kind of evened out. Well, I'm going to clean this up and get our second experiment ready. So just give me a minute. So now we've made rain in a jar. Now we're going to make something called a tornado. Tornadoes are really fast spinning winds on land. And they're really dangerous. They can pick up things and throw them everywhere. But because this is going to be in a jar, it's going to be a lot safer. You don't have to be scared or anything, okay? What you need for this is a jar with a lid. So I've got my lid over here. You need to fill it with water about an inch away from the top. And you're going to use some dish soap. You're going to give it a nice generous amount. That looks pretty generous to me. There we go. And then we're going to put in a couple drops of food color. You don't want too many because otherwise it's too dark. So I'm going to put in 2 drops. Ready? 1, 2. There we go. That's probably closer to 3, but that's okay. And then you just put on the lid and you screw it on tight. And now comes the fun part. You flip it over and you swirl it around in circles. Okay? You just swirl it around and then you let it sit. Now I gotta swirl it around some more. Hold on. There it is. It comes and goes. So if I swirl it around more, you want to move it around in circles. That'll help. There. Hopefully you guys can see that. Let's try and swirl it around some more. I'm going to try to hold it this way, this up. See if I can get it to go in circles. Can you guys see it? I saw it spinning around inside. It was pretty cool. And see, that's the safe way to do it. Now, if you have a big enough jar and small enough items, it might even be able to pick them up. I read somewhere that someone was able to put in really, really tiny beads to do it. I tried, but my beads were like too big and too heavy for it. So that's why I'm not doing it now. But maybe you guys can find something that works. If it works, you have to show me because I really want to see it, okay? Because I only got to read about it. I didn't get to see it. Well, that's experiment number 2. It's going to be time for experiment number 3. What's that going to be? Well, you'll have to give me a minute to clean this up and set up the next one, and then you'll see. Okay, so it's time for a third experiment. Now this is very hot water. I have it almost boiling, okay? And we're gonna pour it in all the way up to the lid. Whew, that is definitely hot. Okay, so I'm wearing these oven mitts because this is very hot. What we're gonna end up doing is after about a minute, and I've got my watch going, so it'll be okay, so I can check the time. We're gonna let the hot water sit in here for about a minute and then dump out most of it, leaving only about an inch at the bottom. So because it's super duper hot, guys, moms and dads, grandmas, grandpas, adults only get to do this part, okay? This is why the oven mitts. I don't want you guys burning yourselves. And I don't want mom or dad hurting themselves either, okay? So let's see. It's not quite yet a minute. What we're gonna do after I dump out the water is I've got some ice in a bowl here. Whoopsies. So I've got my ice in a bowl and I've got a sifter. So I'm going to put the ice in the sifter above it and we're going to see what happens between the hot water and air in the jar and the cold ice. Okay, so that's kind of be the point. So it's time for us to dump out the water. Let's see if I can get a lot of it out. Remember, super duper hot. Only mommies, daddies, adults allowed to do this. Is that enough? Oh no, that's still too much. Gotta pour out more. Look at all that steam. What do you think, guys? Think that's enough? I think just a little bit more needs to come out. Let's see. What do you guys think? That good? Okay. That looks good enough for me too. Woo! I can see all that steam coming out of that water, or out of that jar, so I'm gonna put my sifter on top. I'm going to put some ice right there, and we're going to see if we can see what happens. Ooh, I'm starting to see a little bit of the cold air coming down. I'm going to move this blackboard in front of it. Hopefully you guys can see a little bit better. No. It's really, really hard to see this, guys. I can see a little bit of steam coming down. Let's see if I can add more ice in to help it faster. I dumped all that ice in. Let's see if we try it with the white instead of the black. See if that helps anything. Because now I'm not even seeing it anymore. Oh, now I kind of see it. Here we go. Maybe you guys can't see it with the board at all. Ooh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't fall, don't fall. So I'll move the board away. And what's supposed to happen, guys, is I can see the drops are coming because it's the hot air hitting the ice and melting it. But I can see up near the top, there's this little bit of clouds coming in. So it's like what happens when hot air comes up into the sky, it hits the cold sky, and it forms these clouds. So what's supposed to happen is this entire jar is supposed to get this kind of smoky, clear, or not clear, but smoky clouds like we would have in a fog. But it might be too hard to see on the video. And I really, really, really hope you guys get a chance to do this one because it is pretty cool to see. But like I said, this is one for mommies and daddies to touch, not us, okay? So hopefully some of that came through, but if not, like I said, I really hope you guys get a chance to do this. But yeah, so that's how we do weather inside a house on a hot day for fun and science. And a little bit of science. And I hope you guys have fun with these experiments too. Well, until next time, may God bless you and your families. Bye.